of football tradition, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln has been referred to as the football capital of the nation. This pursuit of excellence is not restricted to the gridiron. Being one of the country's great universities and land-grant colleges, the University of Nebraska has demonstrated its leadership in teaching, research, and public service. It was founded in 1869 as the State University in Nebraska. Alums returning to Lincoln for a weekend of football activities will be surprised at the changes that continue to take place on the UNL campus. The walk-around campus prior to the game will reveal new structures, some replacing early facilities, while others take their place alongside familiar landmarks. Again this year, Nebraska's Big Red proved its traditional role as a nationally ranked major college football team. It all started off with a home game matchup against Louisiana State University. It was the first time the Cornhuskers faced the Fighting Tigers since the 1971 Orange Bowl. This was followed by contests against Indiana, TCU, and Miami. The conference opener against Kansas included a 5-game homestand, the most consecutive home games ever. Nebraska LSU, September 13, 1975. Memorial Stadium was 76,259 looking on. On the surface, at least, things looked much the same at Memorial Stadium, Lincoln. Nebraska's Cornhuskers were to face an opponent rich in football tradition, coached by a head man who had never known a losing season in 14 years at Baton Rouge, Charles McClendon, Charlie Mack, and his LSU Fighting Tigers. Like the Huskers, LSU had had some big shoes to fill through graduation losses. But the visitors felt that their basic 4-3 defense was sound enough to tame anybody's offense, while their young quarterbacks gained experience. And they were almost right. On the third play of the game, the 1974 Big 8 freshman of the year, Monty Anthony broke up the middle for 11 yards, but a fumble later killed his Husker drive. Hunter Randy Lessman boomed his first kick of the season 60 yards to the LSU 2. The black shirt defense held the Tigers in check the rest of the quarter. In the second period, co-captain Terry Luck got the Huskers rolling with a 10-yard completion to tight end Larry Mashinsky. Then, fullback tough Tony Davis showed him one reason why he was selected the most valuable player in the 1974 Sugar Bowl with a 26-yard effort up the middle. Although this Husker drive ended in a missed field goal, the Blackshirts, anchored by a building at right tackle named Mike Folks, proceeded to get the ball right back. A short LSU punt and a sparkling 33-yard return by Husker back Dave Butterfield gave the Huskers their best field position of the day. Buck throws to split receiver Bobby Thomas, and the Huskers are on the scoreboard for the first time in 75 with 1:24 to go in the first half. Soccer-style kicking specialist Mike Coyle made it 7-0, and the Huskers were to take a 1-touchdown lead into the intermission. Almost a 2-touchdown margin as the defense forced the Tigers to punt the ball with just seconds remaining, and Thomas very nearly scampered all the way to pay dirt before the clock and the last LSU defender caught him at the Tiger 14. Husker scored it with a 37-yard effort by Coyle in the third period, but ultimately would prove the difference in the game. Behind 10-0, LSU got back in it with a 6-yard scoring run off the option by quarterback Pat Lyons in the final minute of the third quarter. But from then on, the Husker defensive unit contained the Tigers with plays like this one by All-America defensive back candidate Wonder Mond, breaking up a fourth-quarter pass to launch Coach Tom Osborne's third season with a hard-earned 10-7 win over one of the nation's most respected college teams. And 76,259 Big Red partisans had a week to savor what they'd seen. The following Saturday in Lincoln, the Huskers had a chance to work on evening the record against a team that had won the last previous meeting. A pre-Devaney-era 23-7 win over Nebraska in 1959. Indiana University, coached by Lee Corso, like the Huskers' Tom Osborne in his third season, brought his Hoosiers to Memorial Stadium fresh off an upset win over Minnesota. On the very first play of the game, Clyde the Brooks the Big Red with a long bomb, only to see it picked off by defensive back Dave Butterfield. This time, the offense wasted little time in lighting up the scoreboard. Quarterback Terry Luck with tight end Brad Jenkins, and the big Coloradan had it at the 15. 5 plays later, the Huskers were in front 7-0. 6 plays later, the Blackshirt unit was doing their thing again. Tackle Mike Foltz threw IU halfback Courtney Snyder for a loss. One more big reason for the Hoosiers' inability to move the ball on the ground. All Big 8 end Bob Martin sacked quarterback Terry Jones for a 9-yard loss. Indiana had a total of 69 rushing yards for the day. Tackle-busting Tony Davis specialist from 20 yards out plants the ball in the Hoosier end zone with 3:29 to go, and the quarterback Terry Luck takes the Huskers on a 54-yard drive in just 6 plays, capped by this superb leaping catch by 5'8" junior Bobby Thomas to give the Huskers a 24-0 lead at halftime. Senior I-back John O'Leary out of Fort Washington, New York, was the main man in the 85-yard drive for a TD to open the second half. Here turning the left side for 14 yards. Moments later, taking a handoff for the score. His fifth carry in a 15-play drive. The score, 31-0, Nebraska. New faces, same result. Vince Ferragamo at quarterback, and a give to I-back Monty Anthony for 8 yards, and the Huskers' 5th touchdown of the day. Now 38-0 late in the third quarter. Finally, the Huskers wind up their scoring binge with Anthony again behind fine blocking, wheeling into the end zone from 16 yards out. Final score, Nebraska 45, Indiana 0. The 77th straight capacity crowd jamming Memorial Stadium, the Huskers host TCU out of the Southwest Conference. Favored to get their 3rd straight win. The unbeaten Big Red showed the odds makers to be correct in all respects. Cornhuskers' first possession. Terry Luck finds wingback Curtis Craig open, and the Davenport, Iowa speedsters found 21 yards to the TCU 10. 2 plays later, I-back Monty Anthony had his 3rd touchdown of the young season on this 3-yard effort. It was 7-0 Nebraska. In the closing minutes of the opening quarter, line-busting Tony Davis turns receiver, taking a 5-yard scoring toss from Terry Luck for a 14-0 Husker lead. TCU was able to strike out just 16 yards on 33 running attempts. One of the main reasons, the outstanding work of Husker middle guard John Lee. 1 of 4 sacks he totaled for the afternoon. Right next door at Mike's place, tackle Mike Foltz hangs it on TCU quarterback Lee Cook for -7. Foltz's fumble recovery at the TCU 10 led to the next Husker score. A rush to Brad Jenkins' pass to give the Huskers their 14-point lead back after the Horned Frogs had scored early in the second period. Junior linebacker Clete Dillon of Monroe, Nebraska, steals a TCU aerial at the Horned Frog 19 and almost takes it all the way. From the 5, the Husker offense gets it in. Wingback Curtis Craig and his specialist, the counter play for another Husker score. 2 Husker touchdowns in 24 seconds of playing time. Nebraska leads it 28-7. After taking the second half kickoff, the Huskers marched 80 yards in 9 plays. As Terry Luck hits Big 8 quarter-mile champ Chuck Marino with a scoring toss early in the third period. Mike Clare's kick made it 35-7. Wingback Tom Heiser, touchdown Tommy in his high school days in Columbus, Nebraska, shows his tight-roping ability with a 33-yard trip down the east sideline to make it 42-7 Huskers. With Vince Ferragamo now directing the attack, the target is highly regarded freshman wingback Ken Brown of Cincinnati. A 16-yard gain to the TCU 38. 3 plays later, Melito has his second TD of the day. The only man in the picture on Ferragamo's 30-yard toss that made it 49-7. A Ferragamo pass to the flat is picked off by a defensive back, Harold Love. Love legs everybody to the end zone for the second frog TD. But the final points on the board go up on the MU side. Californian Dave Gillespie plunges over from his I-back spot with 4:23 to go. Huskers' second lopsided win in a row, and their season record stays perfect at 3-0. The previous week, the Miami Hurricanes came up 3 points short in a comeback try against Oklahoma City, losing 20-17. And the Hurricanes became the first team of 1975 to get on the scoreboard ahead of the Huskers. A booming 43-yard field goal makes it 3-0 Hurricanes. In spite of fine defensive plays like this one by Husker tackle Mike Folks, Miami continues to keep the pressure on. Second field goal makes it 6-0 Miami as the first quarter ends. High-back John O'Leary put the Huskers back in it early in the second period with a 2-yard plunge. Mike Coyle's placement with the Huskers their first lead, 7-6. Middle guard John Lee continues to make a tough going for opponents. Fine pursuit as he got the Hurricane halfback for a 2-yard loss. But a third Miami field goal gives the Floridians a 9-7 halftime lead. Vince Ferragamo takes over the offense as the third quarter opens. This fullback Tony Davis with a key third down pass gives for 20 yards. High-back John O'Leary gets the Huskers back in front with an 8-yard scoring run early in the third quarter. Nebraska 14, Miami 9. Striking through the air on the Huskers' next possession, Ferragamo finds Curtis Craig for a 14-yard gain. Then it's tight end Larry Mashinsky on the receiving end of a 16-yarder. O'Leary again uncorks a fine 24-yard strip over the right side that carries to the 10. But Miami still refuses to fold, and the Huskers have to settle for a 17-yard Mike Coyle field goal to make it 17-9 after 3 periods. The Huskers grind out 52 yards in 14 plays before Tony Davis slices up the middle on a fine 15-yard effort. From the Miami 6, O'Leary takes it in for his third touchdown of the game, and it's Nebraska 24-9. The 40-yard bomb to Bobby Thomas, and it's 31-9 Nebraska with 5:46 remaining. Miami gets its only touchdown of the day, a 2-yard plunge by Don Martin against the Husker reserve. 31-16 Nebraska. Big 8 competition. First to come calling the Kansas Jayhawks. And Nolan Cromwell, the Kansans boast the new NCAA one-game record holder for rushing yards, a 297-yard effort against Oregon State. And twice in a row, Cromwell is the conference choice as offensive back of the week. Offers Miami performance, Vince Ferragamo gains the starting job at quarterback. And in the first quarter, throws a strike to wingback Curtis Craig, good for 16 yards. Mike Folks continued to lead the talented Blackshirts in their first 1975 look at a wishbone offense, bumping KU halfback Bill Campfield for a 2-yard loss. Curtis Craig during the 79th straight sellout crowd at Memorial Stadium, why he was one of the top running backs in Iowa Prep history. A 41-yard trip for the KU 39. Known more for his running than passing, Cromwell crosses up the Huskers with a 50-yard pass play to wide receiver Waddell Smith in the closing minute of the first half that carries to the Husker 3. The proud Blackshirts stop a running play for -3 yards. Then, when the Jayhawks try to get on the scoreboard with a field goal, defensive end Ray Phillips roars through to block the attempt and leaves the Huskers on top 6-0 at intermission. Tony Davis contributes 6 up the middle to keep the Husker drive alive in the third quarter. But a stubborn Jayhawks defense holds again inside the 20. Mike Coyle's third field goal of the afternoon is from 24 yards out to make it Nebraska 9, KU nothing. Strongman Mike Folks kills record holder Nolan Cromwell for a 6-yard loss in the third quarter to help get the ball back for the Huskers. High-back Monty Anthony does his thing. Turns the right side for a 15-yard gain. As Terry Luckett, his first sack of the day at signal calling duty. Luck climaxes a 64-yard scoring drive in 5 plays with this toss to tight end Brad Jenkins for Nebraska's first and only touchdown of the day. 16-0 Huskies. Led by co-captain Bob Martin, the defense keeps the Jayhawks at bay the balance of the afternoon. Waddell Smith nails to a 2-yard loss. The worst-beaten Cowboys were fresh off a 41-14 upset of Missouri at Columbia. But the Huskies got things going midway through the opening quarter with this 8-yard scoring pass. Vince Ferragamo to I-back John O'Leary, and it was 7-0. Still in the first quarter, Ferragamo finds good end Bobby Thomas. A 43-yard pass play that carries to the Oklahoma State 34. After a fine fake, Ferragamo, who replaced injured starter Terry Luck after one series of downs, gets the Huskies a first and goal at the Cowboy 4. And on the following play, the big Californian follows his hard-blocking All-America center candidate Rick Bonnet into the end zone. Mike Coyle's kick makes it 14-0 Huskers with still over 4 minutes to be played in the first period. As Oklahoma State attempts to come back by air, cornerback Dave Butterfield picks off a toss by Cowboy quarterback Scott Burke and returns it 18 yards for the Oklahoma State 43. The Cowboys put together a scoring drive. And now it's 14-7 as O'Leary helps the Nebraska drive for a third score with this 12-yard effort. The Black-shirt defense helped keep a check rein on the Cowboys with plays like this one by Big 8 sophomore of the year, Mike Fulton. A 3-yard loss for Oklahoma State speedster Terry Miller. Ferragamo, who will be named Big 8 Offensive Player of the Week for his efforts, hits tight end Brad Jenkins for a score, and it's 28-14 NU. And the Black-shirt secondary preserves the 8-point victory margin on tackles like this one. When Husker monster back Wonder Mom spills halfback Skip Taylor for a 3-yard loss. And the Huskers had their first road victory of 1975 and stayed unbeaten and 4th ranked in the nation with a hard-won 28-20 decision over Oklahoma State at Stillwater. Now came Colorado, 5-1 on the season, ranked 10th in the nation, with a 1-point loss over Oklahoma, the only blot on their record. Jam-packed 76,000 plus at Memorial Stadium. Didn't have to wait long for things to start happening. Third play of the game, Colorado quarterback Dave Williams stuns the Huskies with a scamper around right end that turned into a 74-yard touchdown run. With less than a minute of playing time gone, Colorado leads 7-0. The offense was equal to the challenge. On its first possession, Nebraska battled right back. With this Ferragamo to Bobby Thomas aerial covered 42 yards, and with 2.5 minutes gone, it was tied 7-7. On its second possession, the Huskers score again. This time, I-back John O'Leary turns right end for 10 yards and a touchdown. 8:28 still to be played in the opening quarter. The Huskers 14, Colorado 7. On the first play, following the Husker kickoff, Bucks quarterback Dave Williams fumbles at his own 20. Black-shirt cornerback Dave Butterfield recovers for the Huskers. For the third time in as many possessions, the Huskers turn it on. High-back Monty Anthony goes up the middle for 14 yards. Nebraska scores again, and it's a 21-7 ball game as the quarter ends. In the second quarter, the Cornhuskers drive 80 yards in 17 plays. Fullback Tony Davis plants the ball in the end zone. Mike Coyle converts. Nebraska leads 28-7 with 6:41 to go in the half. Colorado takes the ensuing kickoff, but 3 plays later, off fullback Terry Combs fumbles, and Dave Butterfield, who will be named defensive back of the week for his play, has made his second fumble recovery. This time, the Huskers take it in just 5 plays. The bell ringer, this 5-yard scoring toss from Vince Ferragamo to tight end Brad Jenkins. And the Huskies still aren't through turning out points. John O'Leary goes over the top for the 6th Big Red touchdown of the first half, still 2:45 to play. Third quarter. Defensive back Chuck Jones picks off a Williams toss and takes it to the Bucks 11 to set up still another Husker score. Now back Dave Gillespie, hot puts it around right in on a scoring drive. The final score, Nebraska 63, Colorado 21. 7-0, ranked third in the nation. The Huskers hit the road again to a place where no Tom Osborne coach team has won. Columbia, Missouri, and the always tough Tigers. Mike Coyle gets the lid off the scoring with a 30-yard field goal. Nebraska 3, Missouri nothing. Through the opening quarter, Missouri forced the punt. And Husker end Ray Phillips roars in to block Jim Goldberg's boot, and the Huskers take possession of the NU18. Back John O'Leary makes a first and goal with a 14-yard carry to the Tiger 4. Against Ferragamo, the Brad Jenkins combo clicks again, and the Huskers mount a 10-0 lead. Missouri closes the gap in the second period. Following a pass interference call against Nebraska, high-back Tony Galbraith leaps in from a yard out, and it's a 10-7 game with just over 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Later in the same period, the Huskers fool the Tigers, most everyone in the stadium, and the nationwide television audience with a Bummerooski. A break punt, as Tony Davis handing off to high-back John O'Leary, who takes off on a 40-yard drop around left end to make it 16-7. The Husker Blackshirts keep the pressure on Tigers quarterback Steve Bazakovich. Tackle Jerry Weeds goes in for a 5-yard loss. Late in the third quarter, Missouri punt return specialist Leo Lewis drops the Husker punt. Nebraska recovers at the Missouri 37. On the very next play, Ferragamo finds split end Bobby Thomas between two Tiger defenders, and after the grab, Thomas spins into the end zone to make it 23-7 Nebraska. The Blackshirts keep the pressure on Zart. Middle guard John Lee drops the Missouri signal caller for a 5-yard loss as the third quarter ends. The Tigers led in the final period, missed on a sparkling interception by Dave Butterfield, who takes it out to the Missouri 10. From there, the Huskers marched 90 yards in 8 plays for their final score. The capper is Ferragamo to Bobby Thomas bomb. Thomas kicked loose from the final defender, and it's 30-7 Huskers at the end. A hard-earned win after 2 straight losses to the Tigers, and an 8-0 season record. The Kansas State Wildcats had some offensive problems aggravated by injury. But there was nothing subpar about the defense installed by new head coach Ellis Rainsford. A sunny but windy day in Manhattan, Kansas, and the Huskers went after win number 9. In the first quarter, Nebraska fullback Tony Davis, with this 11-yard effort, became the Huskers' all-time number 2 rusher, passing Bobby Reynolds in the ground-gaining charge. Now Tony, moments later, demonstrating his versatility to some 41,000 with this grab of a Vince Ferragamo toss for a touchdown of 8 yards out, with 8:23 to go in the opening quarter. Mike Coyle missed from placement and the score saved 6-0 Huskers. On Nebraska's second possession, Ferragamo going to the air again. This time, a 28-yard aerial to split end Bobby Thomas, and a Husker first down at the K-State 19. There, Nebraska moved to the Wildcat 7. Coyle's try is squarely through from 24 yards away. It's 9-0 Nebraska. In the second quarter, high-back Monty Anthony, who will be the game's leading ground gainer, whips off 15 yards to the stubborn K-State defense. The Husker Blackshirts turned in another outstanding defensive performance. Here co-captain Bob Martin sacks K-State quarterback Joe Hatcher for a 7-yard loss. The Huskers took a 9-0 lead into the third quarter. Monster back Kent Smith helps protect it. With his interception of James Mack's pass at midfield, the Huskers drove 42 yards in 10 plays before settling for another Mike Coyle field goal with 8:28 remaining in the third quarter. Huskers 12, Wildcats nothing. Still in the third quarter, Ferragamo finds wide receiver Dave Shamlin for a 12-yard gain to the KSU 37. The Wildcat quarterback again feels the sting of the Blackshirts. Middle guard John Lee zaps Joe Hatcher for a -7. This fourth quarter Ferragamo to Tony Davis pass was the day's longest area. The Huskies had posted their third shutout of the season, a 12-0 blanking of courageous K-State, and were headed back to Lincoln for their final home appearance in 1975. Unbeaten in 9 starts, and ranked number 2 in the nation on both major wire service polls. Final home game of the season for over 76,000 fans, and final home game ever for 21 graduating seniors. Big Red Partisans didn't have to wait long for the balloons to go up. On the opening kickoff, the Huskies forced a fumble at the Cyclone 21. Ball on it, and 3 plays later, wingback Curtis Gregg lights up the scoreboard with an 8-yard run off an outside reverse. With just 1:03 gone in the game, it's Nebraska 7, Iowa State 0. On the Huskies' third possession of the game, they drive 73 yards in 11 plays. And once again, wingback Curtis Gregg plants the ball in the end zone. This time on the receiving end of a Vince Ferragamo pass from 8 yards out. Huskies lead at 14-0. Meanwhile, Blackshirts are holding fast. Cyclone running back Jim Wingley is stopped for no gain by defensive specialist Jeff Jones and Jim Whiten. Early in the second quarter, Iowa State quarterback Mike Tryon is sacked for a 3-yard loss by tackle Mike Schultz. With 10 minutes remaining in the first half, a Tryon pass is picked off by Husker monster-back Kent Smith at the NU 17. 3 plays later, Ferragamo makes connections with split end Bobby Thomas for a 46-yard gain to the Cyclone 25. And the Huskies hit the scoreboard again, a 39-yard field goal by place kicker Mike Sawyer to make it a 24-0 Nebraska lead. And still the Huskies aren't through. With 3 minutes left in the first half, Ferragamo finds Bobby Thomas wide open in the Cyclone end zone and zeroes in with a 26-yard cross. NU 31, Iowa State 0 at intermission. Midway through the third quarter, high-back Monty Anthony runs it in from 5 yards away to make it a 38-0 ball game. Co-captain Terry Luck hits tight end Rick Panatron for a 25-yard effort that plants the ball in the Cyclone 2. High-back Dave Gillespie plunges in from 2 yards out for his second touchdown of the day. The Huskies had their 10th straight 1975 win and 4th shutout. Twice before, the Huskies had taken a perfect season record to Norman, only to have the Sooners prevail. But this band of Huskies, proud of their number 2 national ranking, were determined to give it all they had against the defending national champions. During Nebraska's first possession, Husker fullback Tony Davis over right guard for 10 yards and a first down at the Oklahoma 34. Midway through the first period, Sooner fullback Jim McCrell coughs up the football after being hit by Bob Martin. Jim Burrow recovers for the Huskies at the Sooner 32. Nebraska then drives to the Oklahoma 6. This time from 24 yards out, Coyle's try is good. Nebraska leads 3-0. 11:30 left in the half. Quarterback Steve Davis goes around right in for 1 yard in the score. Oklahoma 7, Nebraska 3. Vince Ferragamo hits Chuck Marino with a 40-yard pass that carries to the OU 16. The Huskies moved on to the Sooner 1-yard line. As time ran out, and Oklahoma held on to a 7-3 lead at halftime. Early in the third quarter, the 12 fumbles after being hit by Jerry Reed. John Lee recovers for Nebraska at the OU 32. Ferragamo finds wingback Tom Heiser with a 10-yard pass that moves the ball to the Sooner 15. A 5-yard loss followed Heiser's pass reception. Ferragamo passes 13 yards, picks tight end Larry Mashinsky out of the crowd, and moves the ball to the OU 7. With 8:09 left in the third quarter, Husker I-back Monty Anthony circles left end for 1 yard and a touchdown. Nebraska 10, Oklahoma 7. Near the end of the third quarter, Oklahoma recovered a Nebraska fumble on the NU 47. 9 plays later, with 1:14 left in the period, fullback Horace Ivory scores from 5 yards out to give the Sooners a 14-10 lead. 3 more Husker turnovers in the fourth quarter, Oklahoma capitalizing on every one. The final score, Oklahoma 35, Nebraska 10. A frustrating finish, but still a fine 10-1 season record. And the Huskers headed west to meet unbeaten Arizona State in the Fiesta Bowl at Phoenix.